Hey everybody, Robert Garcia. We're here with the Nerd Report podcast along with my co-host
Julio Robles. How you doing, everybody?
Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for tuning in. It's 7 p.m. on Monday night, Monday, November 12th. We're going to be talking about the passing of a legend, comic book hero, comic book legend, a legend for all geeks, nerds, and outcasts, the passing of Stan Lee. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to get into a little bit of a Toy Story 4. What else are we going to talk about, Julio?
Pokemon.
Pokemon trailer came out today.
Trailer, yeah.
That was a little unexpected.
Right.
Some indie news.
Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones looks like it's back.
Yeah, and we have some John Wick stuff too, right?
John Wick.
John Wick 3.
I guess they finally came out with a title for the Disney streaming service.
Yeah, that as well. So all that, we're going to talk about everything that we just covered, and we're going to cram it in all in about an hour. So stay tuned. Nerd Report podcast coming to you November 12th, 2018. Let's get started, everybody. Here we are, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. If you can't see us, it's okay.
Yeah, I didn't want them to see me today.
And I don't know if we're live. I don't see it. I don't see it live.
We're going to have to do it over. Take two.
Yeah, we're here. There we go. Yeah, we're here. It's weird. I didn't get the notification.
I didn't either. Now I got it.
Oh, you got it now?
Now I got it right now.
Okay. Okay, cool. Maybe there's a delay, and I didn't know that.
Hey, but we're live.
We are live. If you don't see us for today, it's okay. The studio is a work in progress. We got our audio going. Finally got everything up and running as far as audio. Cameras are going to be working very soon, as well as getting everything done here for the Nerd Report podcast. Of course, it is our new home. So just let us know, because we are working with a lot of new audio stuff. Let us know if everything sounds good. That's what's most important, is that we want you guys to hear us and interact with us if it's your first time here. We want you to chat. Let us know what's going on, what your thoughts are on everything we're going to be covering today.
Let us know about the sound.
Yeah, most importantly, the sound, because this is our first one.
This is our first one with these new mics and new studios. I love it.
Yeah, so everybody's just getting the notification now. Please, everybody, share the video, share the YouTube stream. We are on live, 7 p.m. Southern California time, here on the Nerd Report podcast. And we are going to kick it off with, it's like the biggest news of the day, man.
Probably the biggest news of the year.
Yeah, it's huge news. And I'm hoping this thing doesn't do it again. So let me make sure that we're good with this really quick. Yes. And here we go. So, of course, the passing of a legend, comic book legend, not just a comic book legend, but pop culture legend. The passing of the incomparable Stan Lee. So, my understanding, and I do have, I did get a little bit of some insight on it from a coworker.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess it was some health problems stemming from last night into early this morning, and he was taken to the hospital, and then early this morning, and then ultimately passed at Cedars-Sinai. So he was 95 years old, World War II veteran. I mean, the guy has. I mean, he has a large history.
Right.
But. Yeah, he unfortunately passed away, and then kind of the sad part too was he was having some issues and some problems with some personal stuff going on within his business and within his family, but ultimately, I mean, he was a really, really great guy, really nice guy, very, very accommodating for fans. The first time I ever saw Stan Lee was in '94 at Comic-Con San Diego. First time I ever went, and he was just there walking around. And it's weird because it wasn't like a huge deal. It wasn't like anything today.
No?
Nah, not at all. He was just walking around. I said hi to him. I didn't think about asking for an autograph or nothing. It was just,
Do you regret that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I regret it now. And it was weird because, you would go to Comic Con now, or you would when he was lending his name to LA Comic Con. His line was huge, like it would be like the biggest line that there was just to get an autograph. But he you always kind of figure, and you always kind of think, oh, I can get a signature another time.
Yeah,
I always think that.
that's what I thought when we went to Star Wars Celebration last year.
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna get any autographs? I'll get them some other time.
Yeah.
But then there's always gonna be that one that damn well should have got it.
Yeah. I mean, but he was
How long ago was this? 2004, you said?
94.
Oh wow, 1994.
1994.
Way before everything.
This was in 94, bro. It was like San Diego Comic Con was one of those things that you would literally just walk to the ticket booth, up to the booth, and then you'd buy your ticket for the day. That's how it was. I drove my 1971 orange VW Bug from Whittier all the way to San Diego.
You had a push start like Little Miss Sunshine?
No. But what I did have was a broken fuel gauge, and the only way I would check the fuel in my car was I would leave it in first gear and turn the ignition to hear the gas swish back and forth.
That's funny, dude.
That's absolutely true, 100%.
That takes me back to high school. I had a friend who drove like this beat up car, and we tried to go to Raging Waters. We went to Raging Waters. Now he knew the mileage of when exactly his radiator was gonna act up. So whenever we hit that mileage, we would pull over, stop, fill it up, and then let it heat, and then go again, and stop. Exactly. That was the funniest thing, bro.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. That was my high school car, man. It wasn't nothing fancy. It was a 71 orange VW Bug with one blue fender on the right, because I had gotten in a car accident and the girl just paid me $100.
Speaking of which, I just saw your car out there, dude. That's all you do is get in accidents.
I know. That one wasn't my fault, though. Well, yeah, it kind of was. Sorry. AAA. But really quick in the chat, we have Theodore, and I don't want to butcher your last name, but thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks for hanging out with us.
What's up, Theodore?
Robert's here.
Hey, Rob.
There's more people that are viewing, and by the way, if it's your first time hanging out and watching the YouTube stream, the Nerd Report, by all means, we're inviting you to chat with us, interact with us. That's what makes the show cool, is that when you give us your opinion, your thought, don't be nervous, embarrassed, shy.
No, don't be nervous, don't be embarrassed. Come on in, on in. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Even if it's bad, let us know.
No, we want to know differing opinions, man.
Yeah.
This is a cool place.
We do this for you guys, and anything we can do better, we want to hear what we can do. Right now we're not live, which is a good thing. It's sad day today, bro.
Yeah, so
sad day. So we're not prepared to go live. Not only just because of that, but we have a new studio going on. But we have some excited stuff happening for you guys.
Yeah. So with that, we're talking about Stan Lee. I did get a chance to meet him again, personally, and that was Comic-Con 2017. So that's my picture with Stan Lee, and it was pretty funny because Louis Lecca, who created the Nerd Report, created Nuke the Fridge, our sister website, creating his this whole mini growing geek and nerd empire. We like to think of it.
Right.
It's much more like a family. But it was funny because we went to Comic-Con 2017. I stood with Louis. We shared a room because rooms are like extremely expensive, man. They're ridiculously expensive for San Diego Comic-Con. So it was myself, Louis Lecca, and Lisa Grayson, who does our DVD reviews for Nuke the Fridge, sister website. We all were down there in San Diego Comic-Con. We're splitting a room. And I remember Louis had gone to go take care of some business with the people that were managing Stan Lee at the time. And Lisa and I were in the room. We're updating the website because we had been out for the day. Doing some recap for Comic-Con. I believe this was day one, or the very first full day there. So this was the Thursday. So I'm in the room. I'm updating the website. I think I was updating like the Leica stuff from the Leica Animation Studio, and Louis calls us and says, well, first sends a text message saying, hey, get over here, because Stan Lee was staying in the same room as us. He says, hey, get over here, come to Stan Lee's room. He gives us the room number. Hurry up and get here. So Lisa and I like grabbed our stuff, ran, and then Lewis texted Lisa, hey, bring batteries. So she had to run back to the room, and we're hurrying along, man. And it was a great opportunity to sit at sit in Stan Lee's room. Here's Lisa's picture. Lisa Grayson, who does like I said, does our DVD, Blu-ray movie reviews, contributes a lot to the to Nerd Report and to our sister website, Nuke the Fridge. So we basically ran over to Stan Lee's room, and we got a really, really cool opportunity to just sit and listen to him chat about the early days of Marvel Comics, of it used to be called Atlas Comics, and then ultimately became Marvel Comics, and it was really cool to just sit and listen to him chat. He's pretty quick-witted. I think the only thing that was obvious was his hearing was going a little bit. So if you asked him a question, or when you spoke to him, you had to speak up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, he was pretty he had all his senses, and was like I said, a quick-witted guy, and very, very nice, very easy to talk to, and he can tell a hell of a story, man. He was really good storyteller, and he had a lot of cool insight into he said there was definitely a rivalry between DC and Marvel in the 70s and in the 60s, 70s, into the 80s, and he talked about some of his issues with DC, and how DC was kind of when they lost when Marvel lost a lot of their solid contributors to Image Comics, when they created a lot of those people created Image Comics. So but he'd been around for, man, since the 40s, 50s in the comic book business. But extremely nice guy. Like I said, very personable. And it was cool, man. I've never. It's kind of like sitting for comic book readers. It's kind of like sitting at the foot of George Lucas and listening to George Lucas talk, and kind of just hold court, and hear all the stories about back in the day and comic books, and it was really cool, man. That's something that out of all my time being at attending different comic conventions, Comic-Con, but that was really cool to be part of that. And of course, Stan Lee made an appearance at what was called Nuke the Fridge Con. That was a few years back. So Louis Lecca, our editor and our main guy, knew him fairly well, and Stan Lee knew the website. So and it was funny because this was the night before Comic-Con. Right here, Louis got to interview Stan Lee right at the handprint ceremony in front of the Chinese theater. So this was and if you want to check out some of the photos, it's on our like I said, sister website, Nuke the Fridge, on Instagram. But Louis had a chance to interview Stan Lee, and wasn't the only time. That was one of the handful of times he got to chat with him. So it was Lisa Grayson saying it was an awesome experience. It was. It truly was. It's super memorable. It's one of those things, kind of like when we did Star Wars Celebration. It's just burned in my memory. Right. To be able to sit there and just watch him chat and tell stories. And like I said, he's a great, superb storyteller, man. Really, really, really good storyteller, and super nice guy. And it was kind of sad to see him have some of the troubles and the issues that he had towards the end of his life. But no, great guy. And there's some people who say he didn't get along well with Jack Kirby at the end, or he took all the work or all the accolades for Steve Ditko or Jack Kirby and their creation of some of the characters. But I definitely think without Stan Lee that it probably wouldn't have been as successful as it was for Marvel Comics. So yeah, sadly, he did pass away today. So anything?
Oh man, just listening to you. I never got to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Never got to meet him. Never got to shake his hand. But I do feel there's a connection.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I grew up in East Los Angeles, and it was either get jumped into a gang or get your butt kicked.
Right.
So I dealt with a lot of that, and just wishing you had a power, a superpower, so you turn to the comics,
Yeah.
Captain America, Spider-Man, Thor.
Well, dude, like growing, like, even when, 13, 14, then you hit 15, dude, I never told anybody I read comics.
Right. Exactly.
I
couldn't.
No. I would go to the liquor store, buy my comics, because they still had a comic book rack. I remember it was a turnstile comic book rack, the little metal turn one. And 7-Eleven still sold them too. 7-Eleven had them also. But yeah, I would go buy the comics, and I would buy them, and I just stick them in my shirt and walk home. I used to walk through the alley to get to the liquor store. But, yeah, you never told anybody, dude. It was like your secret thing.
Yeah, what I did is I would buy the comic books after I've read them, and I buy the new one. I would start cutting up the old one.
Oh.
And then I would put them like in my Trapper Keeper or tape them to my Peachy folder.
Yeah.
And put in my backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I'm pretty sure growing up, Stan Lee meant a lot to everybody.
Yeah.
Especially people that are in the military, people that are in law enforcement, people that are firefighters, especially with all this stuff going on here in Los Angeles and Ventura County with the fires.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, they probably want to be a superhero, and that's why they went into whatever career they land.
Yeah.
So it just didn't mean a lot to so-called nerds, but it just meant he meant a lot to everybody.
There's he used to do a Stan Lee soapbox. It was kind of just like a little wrap-up editorial. It's kind of like the what is the Jerry Springer, the final thought, Jerry Springer's final thought.
You bringing up Jerry Springer right now?
I'm just saying, how he does like for
I get it. I'm just
for
kidding.
Current viewers who don't know, Stan Lee used to do, it was like the moral wrap up of the comic book. Right. So I mean, if everybody's seen an episode of Jerry Springer, so Jerry Springer does Jerry Springer's final thought, which is kind of like out of all this nonsense and garbage that went on the show today, he kind of would give like a moral, hey, be good to each other kind of thing. So Stan Lee used to do that with when he was the editor-in-chief. He used to do Stan's soapbox, and so that's where he would talk about any particular subject that was relevant for the time in the 50s or the 60s or 70s. And towards the end, we'll show one of Stan Lee's and we'll read it. Stan's soapbox, kind of like where you stand on your soapbox and you kind of give your thought on what's going on or your opinion on something. So we'll play that, or I'll show that to you because it's pretty relevant for today. So it shows how far ahead Stan Lee was, as far as a thinker and creative guy, how far ahead of time he was, to where stuff that he was publishing in the 60s is still relevant for today. So
yep.
We'll get into that a little bit later, and we'll show you that before the wrap of the show, man. So sad news about Stan Lee. Great guy, super nice. Like I said, I had the opportunity to meet him twice, once in '94, and then when we had that really cool opportunity to sit in his room and listen to him talk. He will sorely be missed. But for Stan Lee fans, Stan Lee, rest in peace. Life well lived. 95 years old, right? 95 years old. Lived a nice, long, prosperous life. So, all right. That's it for, we can, go on from Stan Lee. So,
like in life, we got to move on.
Yeah. So, really quick, Intergalactic Mojito's here. What's up, YouTube is here. Really quick, what's up, YouTube is saying keep moving forward, and if it's time to go, it's time. And that was, of course, written by Stan Lee. Intergalactic Mojito saying it's been a terrible series of events over the last few days, and to start the week with the news of Stan Lee's passing, yeah, it is unfortunate. But I mean, it's.
Lisa Grayson always said she spoke on, I guess, her experience. She put awesome experience.
Yeah.
Showed her when you popped her picture up there.
Yeah, it was great. I asked Lisa if I could use her picture from Instagram because we all got a chance to take a picture with him and listen to him. But yeah, that's probably one of my most memorable experiences. And I mean, the truth is, I mean, and you've been to some of the stuff that we do. Because you're part of the team with us, but we've met celebrities and we go to a lot of events, and
right.
We've been to conventions and stuff. But yeah, it's always something a little bit different when it's a childhood hero or somebody from your childhood. It's always a little bit different,
right?
Like I've met I've had the wonderful opportunity to talk to a lot of actors about current movies, but whenever it I start to fan out, like if it's somebody from my childhood,
right?
I still do. I don't know why I start to fan out. Right. I get a little fanboy in me.
Yeah, because the new actors, you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Been there, done that, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. You going to drive a car over a cliff? Come on.
Right. Intergalactic Mojito saying that Stan Lee's living proof that adults don't have to grow up. 100% I agree. Totally agree 100%. Robert is saying I never met Stan Lee. He's part of all of our lives through the comics and the movies. I can't thank you enough, Stan Lee. Haven't just gained a real superhero. We love you. We miss you, Stan. So, yeah. So, anyways, man, that was for Stan Lee. But again, man, he led a very blessed life. He was married to the same woman for So what? She passed away just about a year and a half ago. So he had a great life, man, and a huge body of great work. So rest in peace, Stan Lee.
I know how we're gonna miss his cameos and miss him, but I do think he's in a better place because I know he's been having health problems since last year.
Yeah, he's been having a series of health problems since last year, and like I said, he was having some personal issues as well with management and family, and it's glad at least he's resting now. So that's it. We can keep pushing forward. So along with that today, we got a little glimpse of a movie coming out that, man, dude, I'm excited for already. Go to that one.
You know what? Let me wait for you to do the transition here. You know what scares me about this film?
What?
When I saw the ending of part 3,
I
was teary-eyed.
You had to be, dude.
Yeah, but I just couldn't. But yeah, I was teary-eyed. And to hear Tom Hanks say that he couldn't get through the end of this one.
Tim Allen came out and talked about it too.
They both did.
Saying that it's pretty emotional. So
I'm gonna cry my eyes out.
I don't know, man.
I need you to go with me.
I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for Toy Story 4. So let's put it out there. Is Toy Story 4 necessary, and do you think it'll be overkill? Do you think it's too many?
You know what? Toy Story was the first Disney film to have a second part go in the theater. Am I correct? Because I remember all the sequels will go directly straight to tape to VHS.
Yeah, so it was
So was this the first Disney animated film to
this was Pixar's I think this was Pixar's first you know what? As far as Disney animation and Disney being the distributor,
yeah,
because at the time Pixar was not owned by Disney yet.
Right.
So yeah, it was I want to say that might be the first one that was not released straight to DVD or straight to home video.
Yeah, because I remember Lion King 2 straight to tape.
Right.
Tape. Like sound like I'm 70 years old, 80 years old. VHS.
Straight to VHS. Well,
Straight to VHS.
Well, what they did was Disney Disney wanted it to go straight to home video. That's what the plan was. So they had always planned to have a part 2. And Disney's plan was, hey, we're going to do this straight to home video because that's what they did. They did that. I remember my younger sisters, used to watch that, and it would be like, the second part or part 2 was like, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and it was straight to video.
Yeah.
Lion King, straight to video.
Aladdin Part 2.
Yeah. They all went straight to video, but Pixar was saying, no, we're not going to do a straight to video. That's not what we do. We don't want to do a straight to video sequel. And I know there was a little bit of apprehension where there was a little bit of a battle between Disney and Pixar because Disney really wanted to put it out. Ultimately, Disney said, hey, this is actually really good. So, full-length feature film, it's going to go, it's going to be Toy Story 2.
And I'm glad they did.
Toy Story 2 was great. Toy Story 3 was great as well. Phenomenal. Toy Story 4. Toy Story 3 was the ending. And it was emotional, man.
Yeah, but it was the ending to where they continue with somebody else. So the story shall continue.
Intergalactic Mojito is saying Toy Story 4, don't get attached. I have a feeling one of the toys is going to die. Why else would Tom Hanks get that emotional?
Stop it.
Come on. I can't, dude. I can't.
I'm not ready.
I seriously can't handle it. Well, here's the thing. So I looked up all the voice cast. Everybody's coming back. No Don Rickles, of course, because we know he passed away. But he's not listed in the credits either. Like it has all of the voice cast, and it doesn't show a Mr. Potato Head. I mean, we in some of the trailer or the little trailer that was posted to Pixar's Instagram, you see Potato Head in there. But everything I've looked up, I don't see a credit for him as far as who's voicing him. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But to say, I don't know. Does everybody want to stay like 100% spoiler free? I mean, because what we do know is that they're actually Annie Potts is back.
Okay.
So the voice of Bo Peep from Toy Story, and she was in Toy Story 2, right? Not Toy Story 3.
Right.
Yeah, Toy Story 3. I know Toy Story 2. I think she's still in Toy Story 2. I don't believe she's in Toy Story 3. I can't recall. I can't remember. But I know she's. I guess the premise is that they're on a mission to find Bo Peep. So it's the thought is that it's a little bit more of like a love story. So, because Buzz is crushing on, what's her name?
Sally?
Is that her name?
Is that
Sally?
No.
No. I believe in you. I'm looking at you. I believe you. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a total blank. Yeah. So, but it was Buzz. Buzz was, had a crush on Bo Peep. Remember the first one?
Yep.
So
I got my moving buddy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So I mean, from everything that I've read today, that it's a going to be like a love story of Buzz looking to find Bo Peep.
Cool.
And she is credited. Annie Potts is credited in the cast.
All right.
So yeah. Who's Intergalactic Mojito? Who's doing the voice of Slinky? It's Blake Clark, and he did the voice for he took over for oh gosh, what's his name? Hey Vern.
Oh,
Ernest.
Ernest, yeah.
Yeah, but Vern.
Oh, see,
don't say Vern Troyer, bro. You were gonna say Vern Troyer.
Yes,
Don't say Vern Troyer.
Yes,
I know you were gonna say Vern Troyer.
You could read me, bro. This relationship has gone too far now. You can read my thoughts.
It's Blake Clark, and he did the voice in Toy Story 3. He did a really good job. Really good job in Toy Story 3. So yeah, it's comedian Jim Varney. Thank you, Intergalactic Mojito. Vern.
Jim
Varney. That's who the original voice is. But yeah, it's Blake Clark, who took over the voice for Slinky Dog. But yeah, Annie Potts is credited as Bo Peep, and yeah, I don't know who's playing Potato Head because I couldn't find anything. I searched, I looked all over the internet for it.
Secret.
So yeah, I no, I could not emotionally handle one of the toys being gone. In the old our old podcast studio, I have all the Toy Story collectibles. They were up on the shelf. They're currently packed away, but maybe they're on an adventure. I don't know. Hanging off the back end of a truck. I didn't. Intergalactic Mojito asking this. So is Mr. Potato Head listed at all? I didn't see his name. No, he's not. So, I would source me on that, but everything that I looked up, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find anything listed for Mr. Potato Head. So Mrs. Potato Head, I saw.
Okay.
But not Mr. Potato Head. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for that, man. I don't think I can handle that.
I'm excited for it.
But I'm actually excited for it. I'm going to watch it at El Cap, and there's probably going to be a marathon, so I'm going to watch it there. I'm definitely going to watch it there. I have to.
Yeah, there probably will be.
I'm sure there. I'm positive there is. I don't know how much tickets will be or how long it's going to be, but yeah. I'll be watching it at El Cap. I have to do it. It's kind of like El Cap is kind of becoming my new home.
Oh, really?
For those movies. I know Lewis prefers for Star Wars and other movies, big movies. He prefers the Chinese across the street, but I really dig the I like the El Cap. The chairs aren't the most comfortable, but I still dig it.
Intergalactic Mojito says, I can't do a Toy Story funeral.
Oh, man. Dude, I couldn't do that. And it's horrible when you hear, Tim Allen and Tom Hanks saying stuff like, yeah, this is the most emotional I've ever been, doing a part. Because they've said it like that, right? Like playing a part.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, man. Dude, don't say that.
Wow.
My heart can't handle that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Stanley Thornton saying Mr. Potato got mashed. Come on, Stanley, be nice. But yeah, coming in June 2019, dude. There's a lot going on next summer for Disney, man. June we have Toy Story. We're gonna have Galaxy's Edge opening.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have D23.
Okay.
It's a huge summer for Disney next summer.
Lion King?
Is Lion King next summer?
Is it?
I think
Lion King was first before Aladdin.
Is it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where it's at on the release date. But I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be a big summer. Big, huge summer for theme parks, movies, and conventions for Disney.
For Disney, yep.
Yeah. So, all right, man. What else are we looking at? What else do we have?
We can go into the news, or we can talk about the box office this weekend.
What do you have for the box office?
So I guess Grinch.
How'd it do?
Grinch did $66 million.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
What are the reviews on it though?
I didn't read any reviews on the Grinch because I don't read reviews on animated features.
It depends on the reviews sometimes.
I don't read so I don't read reviews for animated features or horror films because I already know what I'm getting going in.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Unless it's a movie where it possibly gets nominated for an Oscar or some sort of award, that's when I read the reviews and see, okay, if I'm going to watch or not. For instance, like the movie The Girl in the Spider Web. It $52 million to make the film.
$52 million.
That was the projected.
What it was gonna make?
Yeah, supposedly.
What did it make?
$8 million.
Oh,
so that's a big loss for Sony.
That hurts.
Yeah, because the movie is only as good as the first weekend.
Yeah.
And
because
then,
it's gonna
and
drop off.
not to mention, Fantastic Beasts Part 2 comes out this Friday.
Oh, is it this Friday already? Oh wow.
So it's done. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I love the stories. I've seen them all. And I'm actually gonna go see it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So so let's just do the rundown. Number 1, Dr. Seuss the Grinch from Universal with 66 million.
Mm-hmm.
Bohemian Rhapsody from 20th Century Fox, 30.8 million.
I heard everybody that sees that movie loves it. Like
it's a good film.
Yeah,
it's a good. It's
I
just
haven't seen it yet.
Not historically correct,
right.
But it's a great film. Well acted.
By the way, The Grinch has 55% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. So see, but it's an animated feature. Take your kids. Have a good time.
My kids haven't even asked about it though, bro.
They're gonna laugh. Well, it's because
they watch horror movies.
I was gonna say. Dude,
can we see Halloween again? How about The Grinch? It's Christmas time. Nah, I don't want to go.
Your kids are scary, bro. I'm scared I should use the restroom because I'm gonna come out. One's gonna be on the floor with blood all over.
Doing
the other sister's gonna come out. Help me! I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm gonna freak out.
The
and
backwards,
just gonna laugh at me.
Spider walk from The Exorcist.
That's how.
I'm just going to the kitchen, getting a cookie.
That's how his daughters are.
Oh yeah, only 55 on Rotten Tomatoes.
So number 3, Overlord from Paramount with 10.1 million. Number 4, Nutcracker in the Four Realms from Disney with 9.5, and number 5, The Girl in the Spider's Web from Sony, only 8 million. Rounding out the top 10, 6, A Star Is Born from Warner Brothers, 7, Nobody's Fool from Paramount, 8, Venom from Sony, 9, Halloween from Universal, and 10, The Hate You Give from 20th Century Fox.
Robert is saying that he's seen Bohemian Rhapsody 3 times already.
Cool.
Man, I haven't even seen it once. I'm lagging on the movies, man.
Why? What's it?
I don't know.
Well, I know you know.
Yeah, I'm lagging.
A lot of stuff going on, so.
Well,
I get it.
It's a lot of work trying to get this thing running.
Trying to sign the contracts for the studio.
Yeah, trying to signing the studio contracts and hiring Lucas Audio for setting up these mics.
These mics are awesome, dude.
They are, right?
I'm about. Do you guys want to hear me sing? No,
leave it to me, dude. I'll probably lose them like the other ones. I still owe you a mic, by the way. So yeah, honestly, that's why we have new mics, is because I put the old mics in a backpack and I lost them. I'm saying I got ripped off, bro, but I don't know. I can't prove that, so I just have to eat it and say, yeah, our old mics are lost.
And nah, bro, I've known you already for. I've known you well enough now just to say that you just left somewhere.
I think totally I did. That's the crappiest part. Is I know I did. I know. I was at an event. I had the mics, all the mics and the mic cables, and dude, my not my SIM cards. Was that what they're called? Memory cards for my camera.
Okay.
I had like 6 memory cards in there that were like 128 gigs, or like the expensive.
All your personal pictures.
All my personal pictures. Now they're probably on the internet. They're on what is that called? The dark web. Now they're all on the dark web, bro.
Intergalactic Mojito, thank you. The sound. Thank you, Mojito. She says the sound is incredible.
Oh, cool. Good. I worked on it all yesterday, which was my excuse to stay home and not have to take, go out and do shenanigans. I just stood in and.
Robert says sounds THX Dolby.
There you go.
Go.
There you go. That's what we're looking for.
Wait till it's 4D.
Yeah. Or wait till you have to see us and you'll be like, oh man, that's
these guys.
These guys again. So and yeah, like I said, this is our temporary setup. We're gonna be back hopefully by the next one. I think we're gonna be back up and running. Everything should be done. We'll be up and ready to go. New lighting and all that good stuff.
All right, so let's see.
What else we have?
This week brings us Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald from Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, with Eddie Redmayne, Jude Law, Ezra Miller, who
The Flash,
and our sister network.
Nuke the Fridge.
Yeah, is Rob
Lewis.
Didn't he interview him?
Yeah, there's some interviews for that movie from the Fantastic Beasts series. from Harry Potter. There are some interviews posted, so you guys should check that out. Check it out after we're done and wrapped up here.
Instant Family also comes out this week from Paramount with Mark Wahlberg, Rose Byrne.
Oh, okay.
And Widows, 20th Century Fox with Viola Davis, Liam Neeson, and Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh, okay. I heard of it and then quickly moved on.
Yeah.
So
I'll be watching Fantastic Beasts Friday.
yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go to the movies this weekend. I gotta check something out.
You gotta see Bohemian Rhapsody first.
I haven't been to the movies, I think, since Halloween, when we all know what a disaster that was. I lost friends over Halloween. And it's funny because I liked it, and Lewis says he does. Here's the thing. Every time Lewis says he doesn't like something,
you get blamed for it.
I get unfriended by people. And it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whenever Lewis doesn't like something, people unfriend me or take their anger out on me. So, yeah, I don't know. So whatever Lewis doesn't like next, I'll get unfriended or get harassed online.
Watch Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'll check it out. I gotta check it out.
Let's see.
So we can move on to Pokemon. I had no idea. Okay, so I'll say this, bro. I know very little about Pokemon. I'll be very honest. I'm not. Pokemon was a thing that it was big. What, like in the early 2000s, right?
90s
or late 90s.
Late 90s.
So, yeah, I was already not interested in stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, as much of a geek or a dork I am, because I'll say this: in the 90s, dude, in the late 80s and early 90s is where my Star Wars obsession really started to kick in.
Okay.
That was when it was like, and you know, Star Wars was dead.
Right.
Like nobody was into Star Wars in the early 90s. 91, 92, dude, it was dead. Dead in the water.
Those toys though, Power of the Force. When did those come out?
Those came out in about 94.
Yeah, those are awesome toys.
The Power of the Force toys came out in about 94. That's yeah, so I was already fixated like on Star Wars and still fixated on DC comic books. And when Pokemon came out, I didn't really get it. I remember my girlfriend at the time, her little cousin was huge into Pokemon. Like the kid was obsessed with Pokemon. And the cards.
Okay.
It was that, and I forget what other little kid game there was at the time, but yeah, he was obsessed with the Pokemon cards, and I didn't really get it, so I was already a little bit too old to kind of get into it. But the trailer for the new movie dropped today, and I didn't know it's voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, he's voicing Pikachu. So yeah, I again, that's my deficiency. I don't really know a whole lot about Pokemon, but I saw the trailer drop today. There's kind of a lot going on today, man. Toy Story, and now the Pokemon trailer. So yeah, excuse my deficiency because I don't know a lot about Pokemon, but I do know that the trailer dropped today. Looks interesting. I'm sure maybe I'll see it. I don't know.
No, I don't.
You're not gonna see it.
You haven't even seen Bohemian Rhapsody, bro. How can you say?
I know.
How can you say you're gonna see a movie that hasn't even came out yet?
We may cover it, and then.
Oh, so you're gonna be forced to watch it?
Oh, jeez.
Someone's gonna have to tie you down to physically
they're gonna
watch
have
it.
To tie you. They have to give me a ticket, and then say, "What is your reaction to this movie?" That's the way it usually goes. But yeah, I mean, admittedly, I don't know a whole lot about Pokemon, so it was never really my thing. It was never really something I was into. So yeah, but just if you're a Pokemon fan, it's out, man. Pikachu the detective is out.
Intergalactic Mojito just gave us a awesome question. She says, "I wonder if Funko would create a Deadpool Pikachu pop figure."
Ooh, a mashup, a Funko Deadpool Pikachu mashup. That'd be kind of legit,
right?
That might be something I would like.
Wait in line for.
Yeah, but
in front of Hot Topic.
Well, they do like some of the exclusives. You have to go down to San Diego and to their shop, It's a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to go, because yeah, they have like certain exclusives that you can get down there. I saw the exclusives line when I was at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. Dude, that line was stupid. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen because it was ridiculously long and it was down the street. Like, not just down the street, like blocks.
Wow.
It was like a good solid block and a half to get some of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. And I thought, nope. I'm not really that much of a fan of Funko.
You're not a fan of lines, period, bro.
No, I'm not, dude. I'm old, bro. I don't do lines. I took my daughters, and one of their little friends to Knott's, and I think I told you, I'm like, dude, I can't do the line. I'm gonna put all this money on my credit card to avoid lines, and I'm still paying for it. To do like that front of the line, the front of the line thing, the fast pass thing for Knott's. Yeah, I was like, I can't do a line. I'm gonna have to put it on my credit card because I don't want to pay to get in and then wait in line for like an hour for a maze. I can't do it. So yeah, it's hard for me to do the lines.
Intergalactic Mojito says no one in their right mind should shop Funko Pops at San Diego Comic-Con.
But people do. That's their thing, man. And then the minute they're on sale or they're out, you see them on eBay. That's the bad part. Like when I went to right before I think it was a couple weeks before Halloween. And I went to Disneyland, and there was a huge line for the Funko Haunted Mansion figures.
Oh, okay.
So there was a huge line for it. Like I heard some people
those would have been nice to get,
but they're not even that big. It's like it was like a regular one.
Well, yeah,
almost.
it's just a Funko Pop.
And I saw them on sale, and I mean there was a line, they sold out, but that same day they were already on eBay from they're like $10.99, $11.99, about $140 if you wanted one on eBay.
Oh wow.
So I mean, I'm not saying capitalism is horrible, but at the same time, I don't know, dude. I'm not into like standing in line and then trying to sell it.
Last year when I had my problems, I looked on eBay to see what our Luke Skywalker X-Wing.
How dare you?
I was just looking, bro. I was just looking.
How dare you? How much was it?
$350.
No, dude. I wish I had a picture. So yeah, last year. Oh no, I'm sorry. When we went to when we went to Star Wars Celebration, and dude, I wanted that. I wanted that figure, and I don't know what I was off doing. We were out on the show floor, and I figured, dude, that was a lost cause. There's no way that I'm gonna get that Luke Skywalker, and it was
the X-Wing.
It was a Celebration exclusive,
right?
I figured there's no way I'm gonna get it.
40th anniversary,
right? And then you came walking over with two of them,
yeah,
and you're like, "Hey, I got this for you." I'm like, what? You go, yeah, I just got him. I was like, oh, damn, dude. I couldn't believe it.
$350 right on eBay. This was
Wow.
last year.
Wow. Jeez.
So, hey, sometimes the line pays off.
Wow. How long did you wait in that line? Because it didn't seem like you were gone long, dude. I remember.
No, what happened was we interviewed the guy first.
Oh, from Hasbro.
Yeah.
I remember we were there for Hasbro, right?
Yeah, we interviewed, and then he saw me in line and told me to come in.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, you SOB. That's how you got
So
him.
I just went in and I asked for two, and yeah, he gave me two. That was it.
How about our
interview? You forgot the guy's name? You kept calling him Mike? What was his name?
His name was Mark.
His name was Mark.
Okay,
we're into the guy from Lego.
Yeah. So okay, this is a funny story. When we were at Star Wars Celebration Orlando, and Julio's helping me out with the camera, and we're talking to different people because I was doing Facebook Live at the time, and we were going back and forth, and so I talked to one of the reps from Lego, saying, hey, I'd love to talk to you about the new Lego sets coming out for Star Wars The Last Jedi. And so they go, oh, yeah, let me get the person that's going to do the interview, or that is allowed to talk and do interviews. So they went and got that guy, the goofy guy.
Right.
What was his name? Mark?
Mark.
And so it was a good interview, but I kept calling him Mike, and dude, and the thing was that his shirt said Mark.
Yeah,
His Lego shirt said Mark.
And he was still calling him Mike.
And I kept calling him Mike. And he was a super nice guy, and he just went with it.
Yeah, he did.
And I was like, yeah, Mike, so tell us about how many pieces are in this new Lego set for The Last Jedi. And then he would answer, and I go, that's awesome, Mike. And we looked at it after, I'm like, damn it, did I just keep calling him Mike? And his name was Mark, and it said it on his shirt? Oh, I was pissed at myself. That
was hilarious.
I never sent Lewis the video for that. I was like, no, I'm gonna eat that one. It was a good one.
That was a good interview too.
It was really good because he went into detail about the Lego sets and the new upcoming sets that are coming out. It was a really, really good interview, but his T-shirt clearly said Mark, and I kept calling him Mike, and I felt so dumb, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna turn that one in. I'm gonna leave that one.
His name was Mr.
I should have just said Mr. Hey, Mr., that was really great. Tell me more about The Last Jedi. Lego sets coming, the exclusives. Great, Mike. It's Mark. He was just too nice to correct me. But
he was. He was cool. Cool guy.
yeah, but you still have the X-Wing, the Luke Skywalker, though, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I still have mine. It's put away. It's going to be back up on display.
Yeah, I have it.
So let's get into since we're in the George Lucas realm, let's talk about this going on, man. I've heard some of the rumors. There's no way that this is happening, bro.
No, it's not.
So we'll just say, let me say this really quick, is that if Disney tries to replace another Harrison Ford character, they're going to destroy that property. If they try to replace Indiana Jones, and I understand, well, what if we want to do an origin story of Indiana Jones? Don't do it. Don't do it.
Leave it alone.
Leave it. Just leave it. If Indy has to use a walker and a cane with a whip, then do that.
Do that.
Don't replace him. So go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because River Phoenix was young Indy, right?
Yeah, he was the young Indy in not King of Cursicle.
So he'll be forever known as the young Indy.
He's the young Indiana Jones.
So stop it with anything before prequel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So the story broke out maybe 2 years ago.
Last Crusade. I'm sorry. Last Crusade.
Okay.
Yeah, Last Crusade. Sorry. Go.
So 2 years ago, Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford announced plans to develop the fifth film.
Mm-hmm.
But for the past 2 years, it's just been filled with delays and stuff going on.
Yeah.
So it looks like now there's a release date for summer of 2021.
2021. So that's about 2 years away.
Right.
So maybe they'll go into production late next year or early 2020.
Okay, wow. At a recent appearance by Mr. Ford at the SAG-AFTRA Foundation Honors.
Yeah, there's a big I saw it all over the web. It was in a Star Wars group. There was a big SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, and AFTRA had a big event over the weekend. I think it was Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
This past weekend, and Harrison Ford was there.
Right.
So
Variety asked him about the Indiana Jones project, and he replied with, "I'm not sure yet, but we've got a script in production, and we're very excited about and looking forward to."
So there's a script that's done.
Yeah, but the Variety interview finished abruptly because he was asked about Chris Pratt.
Okay.
He says, "I think it's either him or me."
Or me?
Yeah, and he left it at that.
They won't do it. There's no, or Intergalactic Mojito saying Chris Pratt is Indiana Jones, sign me up. I don't know if I can get on board with that.
I wouldn't either.
I don't think I can go with that one.
So we do know that the script is being written by Jonathan Kasdan, who was the screenwriter for Solo, a Star Wars story. Mm-hmm. He replaces Kingdom of the Crystal Skull writer David Koepp.
Okay.
And we all know that Crystal Skull was probably the weakest of the films.
That movie's bad.
So far,
it's
right?
bad. I really, really wanted to like that movie.
Right.
And it's bad.
reviews for Solo were okay. It just didn't do well in the box office.
Yeah.
So they're going with Jonathan Kasdan as the writer for Indiana Jones.
Intergalactic Mojito saying Pratt could be his son, not the not the dumb Shia LaBeouf greaser, but an older version of Mutt Lang. I don't
see it. I really don't. I say they kill off the son.
We know for sure Shia LaBeouf is not coming back. We know 100% for sure
At all movies, right?
Yeah, because Indiana Jones. I mean, he's got his own thing going on, own issues. But as far as Indiana Jones, we know, and he said before, he has absolutely no desire to come back to reprise that role because people hated that movie and hated him in it. But if Lucasfilm or Disney try to do anything with Indiana Jones and it's played by someone other than Harrison Ford, it's going to be bad. Not a bad movie, but it's going to be a bad move because a lot of people were turned off by the fact that Alden Ehrenreich was Harrison Ford or Han Solo, and it still turned a lot of people off. I don't think he did a bad job as Han Solo, but Indiana Jones is one of those where I can't see him being replaced at all.
It's because we've seen what's going on with Star Wars. We don't want them to touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like history. History. You don't want history to repeat itself.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and I think that would be a bad move if they try to replace Harrison Ford. I don't see him doing it. I think Harrison Ford will just, maybe they'll use some CGI to speed him up a little bit to make him move at normal speed. Because I think he's 80, right? Or late 70s?
I don't know how old he is.
I think he's late 70s or mid to late 70s.
I don't even want to think about how old he is.
Yeah, I think he's that old. Like, I want to say maybe late 70s. So that's what makes me nervous is when they keep delaying it because,
Didn't he break a bone during
Star Wars during The Force Awakens?
Force Awakens?
He broke his foot when they said a door fell, like a hydraulic door had malfunctioned and it fell on his foot and it broke his foot.
Wow.
It could have been that.
Fragile, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't going to be swinging no more, bro.
No, so, yeah. And Indiana Jones, I think, is a lot more involved physically than I would say Han Solo.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. Harrison Ford does a lot of diving in movies. He does a lot of diving in all his movies. So I don't know.
No,
they need to get production kicked off ASAP.
No comment from Steven Spielberg as of yet. For right now, he's working on his new project, the remake of West Side Story.
Oh, okay.
Starring Baby Driver himself. And so Elgert.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't see anybody doing anything like that. That would be a terrible move on Disney and Lucasfilm's part if they try to replace him. So, Intergalactic Mojito saying, but Chris Pratt is a solid choice. If it were Justin Bieber, I could see leading the nerd rage riot. I don't think that Chris Pratt is a bad choice. I just don't want to see an iconic character played by somebody else. That's all it is. I like Chris Pratt a lot. I think he's really good in just about everything he does.
You don't want to see like him handing over the realms to. You want to leave it at that and done.
Leave it. Just leave it.
I get it. Okay.
Let if Indiana Jones has to retire and ride off into the sunset and say, "Hey, I'm not doing any more adventures. I'm going to teach at the college now." Or I'm going to retire to my retirement home. I'm done. Then nobody else should do it.
Right.
That's just my selfish way of saying, it's only Harrison Ford. That's it.
Yeah. Because if they do add another star, a la Chris Pratt, whatever, then they're handing over them.
Yeah.
And Disney, and that's going to suck.
If they hand it over to Chris Pratt as a different character, I could see that. But not as Indiana Jones or replacement for. It's hard to explain. Because, yeah, I don't want to see anybody else take that role.
Okay, what if Chris Pratt plays the young. Who was Indiana Jones's friend and his?
Short round?
No, not short
You
round.
can't play short round, bro.
The
He's
guy
not...
with the white hair and Indy.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. He was his. I think he was at the university as well.
Yeah, right. What if a young him and he talks about the early days of.
I could see that where Indy's older,
Right,
and Chris Pratt is the son of. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
If somebody
you know
knows
where
his
I'm going,
name,
right?
yeah, I know who you're talking about. Because yeah, in the Last Crusade, we know that he's wait, no, in well, we know he's passed away in Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls.
Oh, okay.
Because we know his dad and him have both passed away.
Right.
He has the pictures on his desk.
Right. Okay.
I could possibly see that. Denholm Elliott played Marcus Brody. Thank you, Intergalactic Brody. Marcus Brody. Because I always remember when he describes Marcus Brody, he speaks, 7 different languages.
Right.
He blends in. And then he's all, excuse me, can I get directions? Hello, excuse me.
That was great.
That is so awesome. I could see Chris Pratt playing his son. That would be good. And then he accompanies Indiana Jones on some adventure.
Okay.
I could totally see that. Dude, I'd actually be good with that.
There you go. Let me write the script.
So
It's
get on it, bro.
All filmed in East Los Angeles.
But make sure you write it in English.
No orderlies?
No novella. Don't turn it into a novella, bro. On Univision. Disney owns it. It has to be in English.
That's a great.
No español. So, yeah, I could see that, but I could see that. I would legitimately say that that'd be pretty good to work with. I could see that, but yeah. Oh well. But yeah, I guess Harrison Ford is saying, see, him or me.
Yeah.
And for now, I'll go with Harrison Ford, even if he's old. Even if you got to dye that white hair, dye it brown, give it brown tips. So,
what do you want to go to? John Wick?
Intergalactic Mojito saying for the win, I could see Pratt as Brody's son as well. I could totally see that. So we're in agreement on that.
There you go.
Let's move on to John Wick, bro.
All right. Some John Wick 3 news.
And by the way, I've never seen John Wick.
No,
dude.
Oh, dude.
I've never seen it.
Very underrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Honestly, John Wick is right now the franchise is probably one of the best action franchises.
Really?
Of late.
Like, yeah, okay.
Of late. Like, there's nothing out there. Right
Is it on
now.
Netflix?
No.
Damn, now I'll have to rent it on Amazon.
So I guess you haven't seen Chapter 2 then.
No.
So Chapter 2 introduced us to one of the coolest characters in the franchise, which is Cassian, played by Common.
Oh, okay.
According to Common, sounds like there won't be a rematch between John Wick and Cassian in Chapter 3. In an interview he did with Coming Soon News, Common revealed that he would not be returning for Chapter 3 of John Wick. Common had nothing but nice things to say about his experience filming John Wick Chapter 2 and loved working with Keanu Reeves and director Chad Stahelski.
Oh.
John Wick 3 is scheduled to hit theaters May 17th of next year.
Yeah, I never saw it. I've never seen one movie.
No?
No. I know people talk about it. People who've seen it say they really like it.
Intergalactic Mojito says, "Oh Lord, that's a Matrix reboot, still in the works."
I haven't heard anything about a Matrix reboot, like anything solid. Have you heard anything about
No.
that? I haven't heard anything solid about that, but I wouldn't put it past them. Everything's a reboot now, but yeah, man, my deficiency, I've never seen John Wick. And I've heard good things about it. I've just never taken the time to see it. But it's the first one came out about what? 7 years ago?
7 years, 7.
Man, dropped the ball on that. Yeah, I've never seen it. I gotta check it out though, to see what everyone talks about because everybody likes it. Yeah. Anything else we have? Which one?
Oh no, we're just checking the time.
Oh. Oh wow, it's already 5 minutes past. 6 minutes past. I didn't even realize that. Anything that quickly that you guys want to talk about? Anything guys that you guys want to cover?
Real quick, Disney streaming service, Disney Plus.
Right. Let's hit that, bro.
The Disney Plus. So Disney streaming services got a name. It's Disney Plus.
And that was some pretty out of the box thinking.
Right. Well, they already have ESPN Plus. So let's just do a Disney Plus.
We could have just thought Disney Plus, dude. Because for the last year, Disney's new streaming service, the unnamed streaming service, I saw that everywhere. Unnamed. And then Bob Iger does the shareholders meeting, and we're calling it Disney Plus.
Right.
Oh, like ESPN Plus. No, but it's Disney. Okay, Disney Plus.
So along with, actually, just some titles that have already been announced that will be streaming at the Disney Plus. The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Also a prequel to Rogue One starring Diego Luna.
Yeah, that was announced last week.
Also confirmed a Christmas movie with Anna Kendrick called Noel. And a live action remake of Lady and the Tramp that will be straight for Disney Plus.
Do all the Disney animated films need to have a live action remake? Really? I don't know, dude. I don't think every Disney animated film needs a live action remake. I seriously don't. Also,
they're saying that one nice addition to the streaming service is Fox's National Geographic content. That's now that will be owned by Disney.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool.
Also, one last thing I want to touch on. Tom Hiddleston. His Loki series.
It's confirmed.
Confirmed.
Because we did get information that was yet to. I posted it on of course on Nuke the Fridge, that it'll be Scarlet Witch and Loki would be getting their own television series, and it's a 5-part series. So 5 episodes. So they're going to be miniseries, 5 episodes. I believe they're going to be an hour long, of separate characters from the Avengers series, from the Avengers universe. And the first 2 that were kind of leaked that Disney never confirmed was Scarlet Witch and Loki. But now, you're telling us that Loki is confirmed.
Confirmed.
So it is confirmed. Intergalactic Mojito, you get your Loki series. It'll be out there.
Now, with that being said, talks about now that Tom Hiddleston will showcase his talent in a live-action TV series.
Mm-hmm.
What about him putting him on the James Bond list?
No.
No?
Nah, I can't see him as James Bond, bro. I still say Idris Elba. For James Bond. Sexiest man alive right now, dude?
Right?
Yeah, come on. I think I think he's perfect for it. Absolutely perfect. I still say Idris Elba for the next James Bond.
Yeah, also on that list, Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Aiden Turner.
Cillian Murphy?
Yeah.
No.
Cillian Murphy, Aiden Turner,
of course,
and Jack Hudson.
Cillian Murphy was the Scarecrow in Batman Begins.
Yep.
He was also in 28 Days Later, which is an awesome movie. I can't.
But supposedly the leader on the list from the producers
Uh-huh.
is Richard Madden from Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Nah, I think people will really dig if they do Idris Elba. I think that would get casual fans to go see it, like the casual movie fan to go see it.
Yeah. One thing we do know for sure that the next Bond will not be a woman. Producers have already shot down that idea.
That they were. I didn't hear much about that. Yeah. I heard just like a small group talk about how could Bond be played by a female lead, but I didn't hear a whole lot about that. The one that I've been hearing is the Idris Elba thing.
And guess who's way, way, way at the bottom of that list?
Who? Henry Cavill?
Robert Henry Cavill Garcia.
Dude, I say Henry Cavill. I'm there. I will buy every James Bond book. I'm just going to take my shirt off, bro, and go to the audition. And say, all this working out with all the tacos that I eat and the occasional...
They're going to tell you, the TV novela is next door.
Oh, you're here for the Pikachu Part 2 auditions.
It's called Pikachu.
That's next door. That's next door. Leroy James Bond production office. I think that's it. So yeah, it's a little bit after 8. Stanley Thornton. Intergalactic Hero saying Cillian Murphy would be an outstanding James Bond in an unexpected way. I can't see Cillian Murphy.
See?
I can't see it. I'm still saying Idris Elba. Tom Hiddleston, I adore. I think he could do it as well. As well as Benedict Cumberbatch. I don't see that.
No, I don't see Bennett. No, that one that clearly no.
I don't see Tom Hiddleston. I don't think Tom Hiddleston.
Okay, anybody that's dated Taylor Swift is automatically discontinued off the list.
Oh, I'm out then.
In real life, bro, not in dreams.
Oh, man, my bad. My bad. Yeah, I can't see Tom Hiddleston either.
I don't know if she's into Mexicans.
I'm not Mexican, bro. Only on job applications. Robert Garcia, come on. Only on job applications do I become...
Your name is Roberto.
Yeah, no.
Roberto.
When I'm at home, it's Robert. It's Robert. When I go fill out a job application, it's Roberto Garcia. Y dos. So, yeah. Come on, man. I need that job. I think that's it, man.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, that's it. So
yeah, I don't want to end it.
Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Thank you for tuning into the Nerd Report podcast like you always do. Everybody who repeatedly shows up and chats with us, thank you so much. I think it looks like next week we may be in our new home. I think we'll. I think we will be back. We will be back with full video. Everything should be up and running. And by the way, everybody, tune in next week because it's the Thanksgiving Star Wars episode, man.
That's right.
We are going to talk nothing but Star Wars. So everything that you guys want to talk about relating to the Star Wars universe, we are absolutely 100% going to talk about it. If you like the movies, don't like the movies, Last Jedi, the prequels. So you have all week to study up on your Star Wars movies, books. We'll even go into expanded universe and how it's irrelevant now. For you Star Wars hardcore geeks. Sorry, expanded universe is no longer. So we'll talk about all that stuff. So next week, get ready. We'll do our Thanksgiving Star Wars episode, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can talk Star Wars all day. So really quick before we head out of here, once again, to every geek hero or to every geek, our hero was Stan Lee, and we just want to say to Stan Lee, sir, rest in peace. Thank you for everything that you gave to us and all your work. It is much appreciated. We're gonna leave you with, where did it go? Right before we head out, where it should be. Somewhere around there. So we're going to leave you with this and a little visual of Stan Lee. So really quick. And this was written in 1968. It was published in one of the Marvel comics. And Stan's soapbox. Let's say it. So I'll read it. Let's lay it out right on the line. Bigotry and racism are among the deadliest social ills plaguing the world today. But unlike a team of costumed supervillains, they can't be halted with a punch in the snoot or a zap from a ray gun. The only way to destroy them is to expose them, to reveal them for the insidious evils that they really are. The bigot is an unreasoning hater, one who hates blindly, fanatically, indiscriminately. If his hang-up is a black man, he hates all black men. If a redhead once offended him, he hates all redheads. If some foreigner beat him to a job, he's down on all foreigners. He hates people he's never seen, people he's never known, with equal intensity, with equal venom. Now, we're not trying to say it's unreasonable for one human being to bug another, but although anyone has the right to dislike another individual, it's totally irrational, patently insane to condemn an entire race, to despise an entire nation, to vilify an entire religion. Sooner or later, we must learn to judge each other on our own merits. Sooner or later, if a man is ever to be worthy of his destiny, we must fill our hearts with tolerance. For then, and only then, will we be truly worthy of the concept that man was created in the image of God, a God who calls us all his children. And that was published on Stan's Soapbox in 1968 from Stan Lee. So with that, we're going to leave you with rest in peace, Stan Lee. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for everything that you gave us. Marvel Comics, Spider-Man, Hulk, The Avengers, Silver Surfer, X-Men, everything that you gave to our childhood and to us as teenagers and adults. Thank you so much. Rest in peace, Stan Lee, and Godspeed, sir. We'll see you soon.